For centuries, the world has spoken about God using titles, not his actual name. But buried beneath layers of forbidden theology, lost manuscripts, and censored traditions lies a name so ancient, so powerful, that early church authorities feared it could fracture the foundations of their rising empire. Tonight, we journey through sealed archives, forgotten chambers, and the preserved memory of Ethiopia's ancient texts to uncover the true name of God, the name Rome tried to erase forever, a name believed to unlock divine identity itself, echoing from the beginning of creation. The earliest followers of the faith never called God by vague terms. They invoked a name considered the heartbeat of the universe, a name spoken by prophets, whispered by mystics, and guarded by scribes who believed that uttering it connected humanity directly to the divine. Yet as Christianity spread across the empire, leaders realized that a people who spoke the true name of God answered to no throne but heaven. And so, a campaign began. Translations were altered, pronunciations concealed, scrolls withdrawn, and the sacred name replaced with softer, generic substitutes. But Ethiopia preserved the truth. Unlike Rome, it never removed the ancient references from its scriptures, never blurred the sacred vowels, never surrendered to political pressure. Deep inside GAG manuscripts untouched by the councils that shaped Western Christianity, the name still appears in its original form. It radiates from the pages like an echo from Eden, revealing a direct link between the Creator and the created. While the Western world recited Lord and God, Ethiopian believers preserved the precise identity spoken by prophets such as Moses. In the West, scribes replaced the sacred name with titles, arguing that it was too holy to pronounce, but the real reason ran deeper. The ancient name carried a meaning that placed divine authority far beyond institutional control. It revealed God not as an image to be represented, nor as a power to be mediated by priests, but as a presence that lived within creation itself. The name described a God who moves, breathes, and exists in every dimension, a truth that Rome feared could undermine its claim as the sole gatekeeper of salvation. So what is this name? In Ethiopia, it is written without distortion, preserved through centuries of careful guardianship. It is the same name spoken from the burning bush, the name that caused Moses to tremble as the mountain shook with fire and cloud, a name built from breath itself, a sound that describes existence, life, and the divine force sustaining all things, a name too immense for idols, too sacred for political manipulation, a name that says, God is not silent, distant, or hidden. God simply is asterisk. When Rome replaced this name, something deeper was lost. Humanity's sense of direct connection. The true name carried a living rhythm, understood by prophets as a key to aligning the soul with divine purpose. Removing it created distance. It allowed institutions to stand between the seeker and the source. But Ethiopia's scriptures resisted this separation. They continued to preserve the name as a bridge between heaven and earth, a reminder that the Creator is not confined to temples or systems, but breathes through every corner of existence. Across millennia, mystics and scholars who discovered traces of this name risked persecution. Some were silenced, others exiled, and many had their writings destroyed. But fragments survived, etched into desert caves, encoded in ancient chants, hidden beneath layers of liturgy. And as researchers and theologians revisit Ethiopia's biblical heritage, the lost name of God emerges once more, tying together the earliest Hebrew revelations with the unbroken Christian traditions of Africa's oldest kingdom. The name is not merely a word, it is a revelation. It describes God as existence itself, a force that cannot be contained, defined, or limited. When Moses heard it, he understood that humanity could never own or reduce the divine. And perhaps this is why Rome feared it. A God who exists beyond human control is a God who empowers people directly. A God whose name expresses eternal being cannot be monopolized by institutions. This truth threatened every empire that attempted to speak on God's behalf. And now, as the world rediscovers ancient Ethiopian manuscripts, the hidden name surfaces again with thunderous implications. It challenges centuries of translation. It calls humanity back to the original identity of the Creator, not shaped by politics, but revealed through fire, cloud, and breath. Across continents, believers are awakening to the idea that the true name of God was never meant to be forgotten. It was meant to guide, empower, and connect humanity to the divine truth that has always existed. As we close this journey, remember this. When ancient texts say that God spoke his name into creation, they meant it literally. They believed the universe vibrates with this name, that every heartbeat carries a fragment of it. And now, the resurgence of Ethiopia's preserved scriptures invites the world to hear it again. The forgotten name, the forbidden name, the eternal name, the one Rome tried to erase, but heaven never allowed to disappear.